Weapon X Facility was the featured location the other day, and I used that as an opportunity to play some Daken Discard, which is already a deck that I really love, as I talked about in the linked video, because it top 16'd the Golden Gauntlet 2. But with Weapon X Facility, it's an even better deck because you can get some value from discarding your cards, and your opponent might discard one of their key cards. And also, Weapon X Facility kind of makes this an 11-card deck, which just makes it more likely that you'll find Daken and a way to discard those Marumasa shards, which is kind of the whole point of this deck. This game, I'm able to stay in knowing that I would lose Death's Domain, but thinking I could probably win the other two for 8 cubes. And this one was also fun because Bullseye sends out a bunch of Affliction, pumping up their Ajax, but still Daken grabs the win. I also had some fun games with the Raft, like this one, where I'm able to fill it up with Moon Girl, so I'll grab an additional copy of that free Sasquatch. And in this one, my opponent actually beats me in filling up the Raft, unfortunately, but I do get a bunch of free Swarms in the process, and that first location, Mirror Dimension, winds up transforming into a second copy of the Raft. So we'll have a second crack at the apple here. I'll fill that up with my Swarms and a Daken, so that way I can use Frigga next turn to copy the free 6-cost card that I get at the end of this turn, which winds up being a She-Hulk. And I've basically already won the center location, so this one is a GG from there. This I also thought was a pretty good game, and I talked about this in the linked video as well, but one of the weaknesses of Daken is Affliction, and in this game I'm able to use a pair of Bullseyes to keep my opponent's Dakens down while pumping up all of my mics here and just slamming a pair of Modocs on turns 5 and 6, which I thought made for a pretty sweet ending. My opponent also has a Modoc here in just a moment, so they're going to grab some pretty big Morbs as well, but not quite big enough. Finishing off, another location that kept showing up for me was Mindscape. This game, actually, all of the locations were good for me, Sokovia acting as a sort of Weapon X Facility, and the third location actually was also Weapon X Facility, and my opponent changed it with Nico into Altar of Death. Also very good. Modoc gets to discard my entire hand before Mindscape gives them nothing and takes all of their sweet cards from them, so they have to retreat. I'm NoLucksGiven. Subscribe for more sweet Marvel Snap.